welcome in, viewers and listeners. You're tuned into the James Kane Experience. I know we've been doing repeats, but it's always good when you have masterpieces to replay them so you can get familiar with the old and the new. So, I'm your host, James Kane, and my inner circle is.
Skittles.
And we here today on the 4 o'clock insights on KCAA Radio 106.5 FM. And if you're still listening to AM 1050, there's a lot been going on and being said out there. The heat and it's heating up against the blacks and the Asians. We have something that if you're black, it's the same old thing. But for the Asians, sometimes they're tired of hearing it is because they feel they're right. And maybe they will be sometimes, but maybe sometimes they're not. So, as you all know, what's been going on and who has not been keeping up with the news, the person who shot the young black man in, I think it's New Jersey, we just say the East Coast, has been acquitted of all charges. We're not going to go too much into the details of the case, but we are going to say it's a tragedy, it's a shame. And I know this. I'm not going to say who's right or wrong, but I will say in the state of California, if someone's running away from you and you shoot them in the back, you will be prosecuted. It's because our laws state that when a predator or someone's coming in your house and you become the aggressor, you will be charged. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But we're gonna climb into the perception of black and Asians, which made our relations become complicated. Well, let's look at the term boycott. For those who don't know, boycott, Charles Boycott is an actual person. He was someone who went against, I think, 10 farmers, and the city did not deliver his mail, did not do anything that was in their control to help Charles boycott. So that's where we get the name at, and that's what we still use today. I hear a lot of black activists, leaders, and people say, "Oh, boycott." But is the boycott working really? Do you think? I think not, and I'll tell you why quickly. A boycott for 24 hours. What do it do? If COVID started
Uh huh.
and we still went to jobs, work after that. Remember this. When a big company is in trouble, who bails them out? Who's always been bailing everything out? Who's always making these laws when black people prosper? When the intelligent black person speaks up, do they listen? No. They go get a rapper whose profession is rapping and lyrics. He has an opinion, but is he our economist? Is he our doctor? Is he part of our cultural leaders? I say yes and no. Because if he's qualified, and I'm not just talking about having a master's, I'm talking about if he's qualified and educated enough in our struggles and searching for difference, searching for change, because we are different. We
Yeah.
need different things than other cultures because we have a lot of trauma. We have a lot going on within us. We have hate. That don't mean we hate people, but we hate how people perceive us. Their perception of us It's kind of terrible. And that's what we're going to get in today. Skittles. Can you bless the
Yes.
people with anything that's on your mind about this boycott situation?
See, I hate hearing boycott. I hate hearing you know, I think that video we heard last couple of weeks ago about, the Asians and boycotting, black folks and stuff like that. I hate hearing that because in my mind and stuff, we all won and we all fought, you know. Um, so we shouldn't be attacking each other. We should help each other and build, you know. And my friends, I mean, there's a mix of us, there's Filipinos, Asians, Koreans, there's black, African, Nigerians, I like to be around everybody and experience everybody else's cultures and their experience and hear their stories. So it's sad to say that we're doing that now.
Well, that's a great thing, is because we live in sunny
Yeah.
California, where we live in a melting pot. It's
Yeah.
everybody here, but some of them states down south, back east. Everyone lives in their culture
Yes.
or the cities of they make up, and then we'll get into that about ownership. Like the guy in the. We're going to get into that because that kind of took me to a place when he said that all these things blacks need. But do you really need that? But wait, we will get into that because I'm going to prove to you you don't need it. So what he was doing was bringing you back, way back, to something goes like this. The 50s, the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s, where black business soared. And we know why it failed. Because one president, Ronald Reagan, was in charge. And he was a beautiful president, as some say. Some might say not.
Right.
But the 80s to me was one of the best decades ever lived in. And ask your elders that lived through that time, and I guarantee you they would agree with me, because blacks seen more money, blacks had more opportunity probably than any decade. But what did we do with it? And that leads us to now. Skittles,
Yes.
can you read number one?
Yes. So, tensions around crime, safety, and neighborhood conflicts. In some cities, especially where Asian-owned business operate in, um, let's say, dominated black neighborhoods, through there have historically been tensions tied to robberies, assault, or economic mistrust. Let's talk about it.
Now, these mistrusts, we know
Uh
how
huh.
they got there. They got
Yes.
there by these stereotypes and saying that blacks come in. The Bible, your
Mhm.
Bible. I don't
Mhm.
care. I don't care which one you pick up. I just stumbled across a Ethiopian Bible,
Oh.
and it's good to see difference of
Yeah.
opinion. Is because I don't believe our Creator only said that the Europeans can write in this Bible. They
Mhm.
can give authority on what books goes where, and the Hebrew books are very important. And those who challenge me, remember the word Ethiopia. What does it mean? The Greek word, burnt face Hebrews, meaning dark people across the water. Here we go with the word Hebrew again.
Mhm.
Look it up, people. Look it up. But moving back to this mistrust,
Mhm.
sometimes we have to survive. And they give people, like the guy said, won't you go to the bank and get a loan? Well, we try. But we have things like redlining. We have things like with different colors and codes where they don't want black Americans to get these loans. It's because I think sometimes they're afraid that what we can do with these loans. I also have an opinion
Mhm.
that one thing I have noticed in my old age is one thing the system do. Remember, I always use the word system because I don't want to offend anyone. Because in today's time, everyone gets offensive.
You right.
So they go on defense, and they don't even know that I wasn't even on offense. I was actually defending what I believe is right. And that's my American right to defend what I believe in right. And my concept and my perception, like you have yours. So we gonna keep on rolling and rolling and rolling is because I'm gonna lean back into what your Bible said. A man will steal if he's hungry. He will steal bread if he's hungry. Proverbs. So, if your creator is telling you, as he told the Jews, leave some food on the tree, meaning some food, the foods you throw away in grocery stores. Why you can't give them to homeless people? Why you can't give people discount? This stuff needs to be sold in one day instead of you spraying stuff on it, gluing it together. You can give it to the hungry, and then maybe they won't steal from you. Well, it's not just the black community that steals, though. You heard I said dough. I got to put that on it. Put a little, because they
Yeah.
always say blackness is
Yep.
broken English. So we got to do, because people say, oh, why he talking about blackness? He ain't black. You see how he talk
Yeah.
proper? So I got to put that in there, dough. But anyway, just a little humor there. If Asians know this because they're Christians too. They have a variety of different beliefs, and they're Americanized as well as we are, and they were put in the same communities that we were placed in. So this happens to be a feud over who's going to be the top minority. It's because we know who's at the top, and they're doing everything to continue to be on top. But that's another economic course or personal finances. It's not what we're talking about today. But what we are talking about is how the relations between Asians and black has came into stereotypes, mistrust that leads to violence. There's no way you kill somebody for water. A water. Now I can see if he's trying to rob you and everything, trying to get away, and you're trying to stop him. But material things that you have insurance on, you probably could have went and found his parents because most of the communities have their parents, their children come in the store, so you know who's his shoot, it could be shot caller, wherever he was at. You knew somebody, an older black, that could say, look, we're tired of Johnny, Jim, whoever coming in our store stealing. You know, hey, we're armed, but I don't want to harm you people. Talk to them. Stop trying to have this conversation after a tragedy. That's the problem with us. We always want to have a defense after we create a tragedy in the world. And that's a tragedy. A man loses his life over water. What God given us is because somebody wants to make a profit off of what God gave them. Eh, I know every Christian should be in an uproar. Black, Asian, white, Ethiopian. I don't care. Just make a name. Whatever Christian you are, Protestant, Lutheran, you understand that God created the world. He gave his only begotten son. So who are we to take a life over materialistic things for money? See, that's not one of the commandments. Thou shalt not kill. That's a commandment. But stealing water is not a commandment that gives you the right. See, go back in your Bible because it also states that restitution. Okay, make him pay. Like people go to jail. They send them to jail, make them do time, and pay restitution. So we're going to get finances out of you, work out of you, and then a lot of us, you know how that started, huh? With the lottery. Remember the black people that y'all say don't want no jobs and lazy, but when they used to go stand at the liquor stores and everything else to work, they wasn't stealing. They was bringing money in these liquor stores. And that's another thing. How do you stereotype and don't trust someone who's giving you their finances? But wait, you are waking people up because there are intelligent black people out there. So if you don't want them coming to your stores, guess what? Vons, Ralph's, Albertsons, Stater Brothers, guaranteed Stater Brothers taking everybody money. So Walmart, see, Sam ain't playing that. He wants everybody's money. He's not playing that where, oh, I just, these black people are coming in here stealing, and he knows they steal. But there's not only blacks that steal. But why on TV all we seeing is the black or young blacks being killed? Now I know it's not every day, but one day we can't tolerate, and we
Right.
shouldn't tolerate this. Skittles, anything you want to say before we move on to number two?
No, you said everything I was gonna say.
Okie dokie, let's roll on to number two.
All right, number two, the stereotype creating divisions. Many Asian Americans are concerned about being used politically or socially as a comparison against Black Americans. The idea that Asians are the successful minority while Black Americans are unfairly blamed for systematic problems. This stereotype pressure Asians Americans while also creating restatements and misunderstanding between the communities, and that is right.
Yes, that's what you were speaking of on all your friends, is that
Mm-hmm.
your friends and you are really what we have fought for all these years. Everyone to get along. Now I know everyone loves their culture.
Yeah, of
Everyone, but
course.
your culture and my culture can get along. We don't have to kill ourselves to get along.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone, because if you're American, we really have all the same culture. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
uh, um, if you're Asian American, you're part of American history. If you're
Mm-hmm.
Black American, you're
Mm-hmm.
part of you're part of you're part of American history.
Yes.
See, Black has this history, but it's
Mm-hmm.
also American history. So
Yes.
I do not know why people think they're isolated when you look on your immigration. I mean your when your what do you call that when you look at it has to do with your citizen status.
Yes.
It says American. When you fly out the country, they know what nationality you is, but it says American.
Mm-hmm.
When you go spend your money, Mexico, wherever you want to go, Canada, wherever, they gonna call you American.
Yes, they are.
They- They're not talking about anything else but what and where you come from
Mm-hmm.
and how much money you got. Because it's
Yep.
about the haves and the have not. I guarantee you, if LeBron went in that store and put a water and just forgot to
Mm-hmm.
pay for it, they gonna look, oh, LeBron, oh, don't worry about that water. Don't
You're
worry about
right.
that water. But a young kid from the neighborhood, they gonna say, ah, I'm tired of you guys. Y'all come in stealing and everything. So it was a good point a lady raised about these stereotypes is that if blacks keep coming stealing from the Asians in their stores, why are they so successful? Why they got the beauty supplies sold up in California? Now I don't know
Mm-hmm.
where else around the world, but it's sold up in California.
True.
So the nail shop, everything. They have it sold up. They won't even really sell to you unless you come through an Asian, Chinese, Vietnamese, Taiwanese, Japanese, Korean. They stick with their people. There's nothing wrong with it because
Yeah.
I believe
Exactly.
this. Y'all teaching us to go back to our roots because that's how we used to be. See, we integrated. Y'all only integrate for certain things, but y'all segregate when it comes to lifestyle and communities. That's why that guy said, so, so what we really need to do is what we need to do, what we need to do is focus more on why these things are happening. Now, we got into the stereotypes and mistrust,
Yeah.
but let's focus more on what blacks need to do to stop these stereotypes. Because now we're going to switch it because we can create a whole new viewpoint of us.
Yeah.
I know a lot of rappers will lose money, but that's just rap though. Let them do what they do. We don't have to say they wrong. They can stay in their lane and we can stay in ours. Because I'm an elder. You know, I might listen, laugh, whatever. Tell a youngster, look, you know that's not gonna make you no money. And it's up to him to see, but he will as time go on. It's because times are changing. So our youth really needs to be on it. It's because as you see, they think you need them. See, when I grew up, we know we didn't need them. We needed us. We needed our elders. We had jobs. We worked. We had what they did was we were so good at it. We did cars in our front yard. Then the city came. Oh no, y'all can't be because we didn't need them.
Yep.
We built our cars. See, so that's what I'm going to speak on today. A little bit later in the show
Uh huh.
about why do they believe we need them. Read us something next, Skittles.
Yes. So most Black Americans feel outraged because they are usually not equal represented when stereotypes and mistrust turn into violence. And in these occasions, Black Americans do not want to be collective blamed or stereotyped. Many Black Americans want people to separate individual criminals' behavior from an entire culture of race. When isolating violence incidents happen, some feel the media or public conversations can quickly reinforce stereotypes that portray Black Americans as the neutral, violence, or dangerous. From this viewpoint, they want accountability for crimes without racial, and I think that's true.
And that's what we want. We want just because we have a few bad apples, like the
Yep.
Michael Jackson and the Jackson Five.
Yep.
One apple don't spoil the whole bunch, baby. That's true. One bad apple, what you do, throw it away. If that was the case, all the agriculture will be lost
Yeah.
because there's a lot of bad fruit out there. Now, raise your hand, like Jesus said, throw the first stone as anyone has not sinned. So, what Asians, whites, Mexicans, which one of y'all don't have bad apples in your culture? But see, you'll be in an outrage if blacks start owning these stores again. See, the reason why we don't is because the systems will not allow it. They're not going to let us go in your neighborhoods and put up. It's not like we don't have the money.
Uh huh.
It's that it's zoning. They're not letting blacks get into these community stores. They're doing it for a reason, and y'all know what the reason is. That's why the only time they want to talk to you is when it's voting time. When you want to be, who you going with, the Hatfields or the McCoys, because you really don't exist unless you're part of one of them, like Boycott. Why you want to use an Irishman? That's who Charles Boycott was. He was
Yep.
a European Irishman. So why would you take his name and think it's going to work for you? Integration only works for economics. If you're not with economics, it's not going to work for you people, color, black, or whoever listening out there. It only works in the short term. Long term, they're going to wait you out because they got the money from you already. Your money has been invested. While you spending, they're investing. So wake up, people. It's because you're going to wake up willfully or forcefully. Those who want to be forced, you will be working for those who do it willfully. Let's go into something next, darling.
Yes. 6 key points of, well, yes, 6 key points of preference on Black Americans' ungovernable needs. Let's talk about it.
Okay, restaurants. Now, this is the thing about that. Chinese food was something that we enjoy.
Yeah.
We like Asian food. I'm more into like Vietnamese
Yeah.
cuisine. I like
Mediterranean.
Vietnamese food, yes, Mediterranean, yes. So, but I can go without it. When you tell me that your restaurants, because I'm gonna bring up a fact. How many blacks do you see working in Asian restaurants? I'll wait.
None.
I'll wait. Asian grocery stores. How many blacks you see? I'll wait. When it comes to economics, guess who don't hire blacks? But they say they are friends, they are allies, they live in they minorities and everything else.
Right.
There's 20 million Asians in America. You mean one of y'all can't hire your friend, your black sister, your black brother? You're not giving them a job? You're not, teaching them Mandarin so they can be hired? Huh. The guy that we're talking about on that
Yeah.
video kind of exposed that.
Yeah. True.
He exposed that. So, but remember, soul food boomed in the 80s, 70s, 60s, 50s, 40s, 20s, 30s. Guess where majority of the white Americans was going to eat at? Black restaurants. You
Yes.
see it with New Orleans. But see, what happened is Southern California, we have got all bougie and we integrated into soul food. Ain't soul no more. It ain't good no more. You want to put all this salt on it. You didn't have to put salt on it. We
No,
didn't
you
even
didn't.
really use salt. We use a lot of spices.
Yes.
It used to be called Cajun food. Now, you don't see black faces only when they want to sell something. Ain't your mama. No, that ain't my mama. So I don't even know what you talking about. And you know what? I'll buy something else over here. Or now I'll go on. See, young people, y'all have it good. All y'all have to do, y'all don't even have to go out to these restaurants anymore.
Nah.
If they don't want to treat you right, don't be polite and don't bite. Because go on YouTube like you do every day. You're on YouTube all the time.
Right.
All you
Right.
gotta do is get the same ingredients that they cook and
Uh
put it
huh.
together. And it's cheaper and you get a lot more and you like it better because it's to your liking. Put a little soul into that Chinese food. They do it. So why can't you? Because we used to own our restaurants. Let's do that again. And then let's see if this rhetoric continues. Number two, Skittles.
Oh, number two here, and body management. Yes, let's talk about it.
Now, hair
Yes.
and body. Now that's that's something that we we really need to pay attention to. And
Yeah.
I'm laughing because it's like this. A lot of women gonna be pissed off at me because you don't need that hair. See, the problem is you don't have no hair because you keep using their
They
hair,
here.
and it was never meant for an African or if you're a mulatto to use Chinese manufactured hair.
That's true.
Where do they do that at? Only in America. They do that. A weave is supposed to protect your hair. They wore wigs and everything else. Now not going to take away from the ladies that wear wigs. Some people need them. We're not talking about. We talking about you can do your own hair. Get back. You
True.
know what it is? Laziness. Woman used to be in the bathroom 3 or 4 hours all day doing her hair. Maybe to stop so many arguments. Maybe that stereotype of you always being angry because they don't see you all day. See, that's the problem. They see you too much. All you got is that phone in front of you, and you running your mouth, neck moving, head moving, and they taking pictures of you and saying, "This is what black people do." And then we wonder why stereotypes. We all don't do that because there's sisters out there that what's wrong with cornbread. I mean cornrows. Remember that? I still think women is sexy as hell when they just comb your hair to your hair.
Yeah, that is
Man,
true.
just what happened to the afro? Women don't know you come out with an afro looking good. Just a little bit of makeup. Got that waist tight. You know, that big rump area. That skin is so silky and black and chocolatey and caramelly. Ooh, you black women, there's a lot of beautiful out there, but when you see a strong, beautiful black woman, you stand up. Everyone stand up. And I was just about to say something. I almost forgot. We on KCAA Radio,
Yes, we are.
106.5 FM, 1050 AM. So I got to keep it clean for the machine is because some things I want to say, I just got to keep them at bay. But if you want to listen to James Kane Experience Uncensored, go to James Bokane. That's Bokane Experience YouTube. And you can also find that on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, iHeart. But let's get into number 3.
Yes, cities that identifies with in a positive outlook of ownership. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, now let's talk about that. You know why? Because the guy said we have
Oh, yeah,
Korean Town,
yeah,
Chinatown. And
yep.
I
He
said,
sure
yeah,
did.
you're right. You're right. You do. You do
Right.
have that. But once upon a time, we had 50% of Los Angeles.
Yep.
But they called it Watts. But see, when we put ownership, when a black ownership is on it, you put a bad name on it. Now they
Yes.
done took over Watts. Watts is mainly Hispanics now. Los Angeles mainly Hispanics now. But it still have that, the city of angels. Hollywood. I'm finna hit y'all with that bootsy. Y'all know nothing about that bootsy. L.A. California. Actually, I still love California. I'm not going nowhere. You can't push me out because I know how to survive. I've been trained to survive in Southern California.
California.
I can go anywhere and live. It's because I know how to get along with people. See, I know how to get along with Asians. I understand their culture because I study their history. So I don't need Sony. I don't. If I buy it, I buy it. If I don't, RCA, Life is Good, LG. There's other American products that's just as good. See, I haven't been hypnotized to saying that Kia because it's cheap. That's where they get you at.
Yeah,
Toyota, yes, Toyota makes good cars.
they
Datsun,
do.
they all make good cars. But I
Uh-huh.
go buy me a Cadillac and roll and put more people in it.
That
So
is
I
true.
don't have to buy your cars. Now that's up to you. If you want someone to buy your merchandise, cars, I think you would change that rhetoric. It's because finances is finances.
You're
It
right.
doesn't have a color code. Who got the money? Who got the money? It's just what people do when they get the money because they're trying to stop everybody from getting it. Because capitalism can't work if everybody capitalizing. So somebody has to play the fool. And remember, God said, do not call anyone a fool. you will be cursed. So don't condemn nobody because everyone can change. And I know right now people out there hurting and upset and outraged.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Boycott can't save you. You can save you. Your brother, your sister, your cousin, your fellow citizen, your fellow black American. That's where salvation comes from. Because save means salvation.
Yes, it
That
does.
means we can put this back together and we can let them know that your restaurants, your manufacturer, your hair, your nails and spas, we can do that too. Ain't nothing we can do. We just got lazy and said, you know what? We got enough money, let someone else do it. That's all we did. It's not that we don't know and have the willpower to make things happen for ourselves. We just was misled by certain individuals. Black leaders lead the blacks and stop playing around just to get
Please.
in our pockets. Next
Right.
one.
Forced to rely on their technology. Let's talk about it.
Now they technology. You know what, man? I'm not going. I like Samsung.
Yeah.
I like a lot of their
Yep.
technologies. I'm gonna tell
LG.
you this though. Apple changed my life. It's because Apple has the best technology
Yeah.
for blind people.
That's true.
We got voice over and we rant. You hear my phone get to talking. That's
In the
because it
background.
don't want to shut up. It'd be like, man, I'm gonna tell you everything. Let's
Everything.
talk. I like sometimes I get mad, but majority of the time I'm happy. Somebody want to talk to me because sometimes they get lonely at the time. Another little joke by James Kane.
Right. We gonna keep
Joking
going.
with James right now, but we're gonna keep on topic. But I don't want people to be on edge with their fists all balled up and ready to go outside and do something they'll regret later because they're listening to you. They're watching you. Violence, anger does not solve problems. Solutions solve problems. So when you feel that someone's doing you wrong, let them know you have boundaries. And if they want to touch that boundary, you stop them and let them know you can't go no further. And your merchandise and your manufacturer, if you want my money, we have $2.2 trillion a year. Should we care about what a guy said that we need? Because we got all we need if we spend, invest, and save our money wisely. Next one.
Yes. Okay. This one is a good one. Transportation and factory plants. Let's talk about it.
Now, these plants, you want to go all the way to China, get this because it's cheaper. One thing I was learning when I was studying about the forex,
Yeah.
one of the reasons the yen is so cheap, and they sell so cheap because they want everybody to afford to buy, and it works.
Yeah.
But then we all got mad at Donald Trump when first of all, Donald Trump wasn't the first one to do tariffs in the United States. Just want you to know that your founding fathers way back then had tariffs as well. So it's nothing new under the sun, as Solomon would say. So how do you feel about those tariffs now? It's because you got guys up here talking about how they feel about they overpower you because you rely, not won't, rely on their manufacturers so it can come over here to America and enslave you. See, slavery is just not somebody whipping you, telling you
Right.
what to do. Enslavement can be what you spend your money on consistently. And who owns you? Remember the Latin baseball players always used to say, I'm your daddy. They hit a home run around the base, I'm your daddy. So when that dude got on there and was talking about all these points we're talking about, that's what they feel like. They're your daddy. They own you. And the main thing is, what you gonna do about it? You gonna go hang out with Charles Boycott, or are you gonna say enough is enough, and I'm gonna spend my money where I'm appreciated at, and if I want my feet done, I'm gonna learn how to do it myself, and I'm gonna open up a spa. I'm
Yep.
gonna open up these things because if my people ain't want it, then I ain't either. And you know what? Let's go where we want it at. Let's spend our money where people want it and respect us and appreciate us and throw those stereotypes in the toilet. Because majority of them, some of them, we give them right. We do. Because we do it to the T. When you know better than that, you know better than that. When Big Mama talk, you don't bring that mess up in the house. But now all the big mamas are gone. We got very little of them left. And now y'all just want to be what? What? A bunch of talk.
Right.
Big mama at the church praying for your butt so you can be better in life. So you don't have to eat slop that we call soul food now. Because we took things that wasn't good and made the best out of it. So let's take this situation and make it better. Next, daughter.
Yes. Number 6, outworked by immigrants that barely speak English. Let's talk about it.
Now that's the one I
Yes.
really want to get on. Look,
Yes.
man, I'm gonna tell you this. If I don't want to work, I won't. But there's no one out there that can outwork me per se. I don't care what nationality it is. We gonna both work hard. I will get in shape. Now I done got old and everything else, but in my young years, you're not outworking me. No. No, 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 no. Because I'm gonna tell you this. I done been to all mechanics. Right now, my mechanic is at an Asian shop. I paid him to put in Pomona on East End. I paid him to put an engine in. I got an old school, an '85 K5 Blazer.
Yeah.
Top come off. I'm trying to get that big body back. He did my engine and my transmission, rebuilt it, told me all these things. Now it's time for me to pick it up. He said, there's pieces that can't go and it can't run. But did you tell me it wasn't going to run before you paid my money? Now,
Right.
what happened with the stereotype at that? Should I get pissed off and go over there? Now, if I went over there and knock his little bitty behind out, I'm in jail. Pomona PD coming to get me. Everybody's coming. And then I'm gonna be, oh well, see, black people are violent. He came over here, he's mad about his car. Shouldn't I be? Now I gotta take you to court. And it's not gonna be my peers in court. That's the problem. The judge ain't gonna look like me. So he really don't care because it ain't his car and it ain't his people. It ain't who he feels that's gonna vote for him. Because now, if he knows that I'm gonna vote for him, sure, I guarantee you my car will be running by tomorrow. But that's just a little something that that's just against us right now. And I said that to say this: my uncle, may he rest in peace, was one of the best
Yes, he
mechanics there
was.
was. Uncle Baba. I say his name loudly because he hear me. He stood up. He probably still got them wrenches in his pocket now. He working on stuff in heaven.
And he
Yes,
taught
he
me
is.
he taught me how to work on the car. That's why I get under that hood real quick before I go spend that money at that auto shop.
You're right. Exactly. You're right. Yes. You're right. There you go. We know how to build things. We know how to do all the food tastes better. McDonald's probably pissed off. They losing money. Come on now. Jack, that's why Jack knew what time it is. That's why he blew up way back there. Remember the
Yeah.
clown? See, a lot of people don't know about the clown Jack in the Box.
Yes.
See, they looking at Jack now. He still got good commercials, but
And
he
he's
had better ones back then, and he blew the clown up because he already knew his food wasn't going to taste the same. We can go on and on about these restaurants. Really,
yes.
that's not good food anymore. It tastes horrible. Their service is terrible.
Yeah, the
They don't
quality,
really
like
even. You fight over napkins now, ketchup, utensils. to work with. Man, people, what's going on? What are we fighting for? We fighting for dummism.
Yeah.
That's what we fighting for. We're fighting for people who just don't want to get along because they think they're better than somebody. But you're gonna find out because the system, they gonna come get you too. Yes. Yes, there's a thing. Ask all them countries who had coups. Well, they thought they was on top of the world and owned everything. The next thing you know, somebody can't got them out their bed. Can't got them out the bed at the end of the night. Exxon Mobil. These shoot. Next thing you know, Exxon Mobil making more money. Now we got oil plants where we didn't have none before. So just think our water bad, and they fighting over there and can't get boats over, merchandise over, and here we are fighting for just a little bit of a community that's
Right.
really not even ours because people just think. And immigrants don't get big headed because one thing they can do, guess what? Take it all back. It's because when you're an immigrant, there's a difference from an immigrant and a citizen. Citizen is here. They got other plans for you. One of them is prison. But those who are not, they can give it and they can take it away. Dude, just read up on a lot of American history. You'll find out what I'm telling you is facts. The
Yes.
next one.
Oh, that was the end. That was number 6.
Oh, shoot. See, I got the
Yes.
feeling so good about this, man, because this right here, it just ticked me. First, my people. No one's coming to save us. So leave Charles Boycott where he's at, where he lays at. Either he's in Sheol or he's in heaven. Wherever he's at, let him stay there. It's because you don't win an economic war overnight. It takes time. Compound interest, compound interest. We're going to take a quick 10-second break,
Yes,
and
you
then we're
will.
going to get into the Inland Raider and Skittles weekly sports recap.
Yes. All right. Taking us to the break.
Yes.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Yes, yes, I like that. Looking like a breath of fresh air. Well, Skittles, what you got for us today? Because it's a lot been going on in
Oh,
the NBA
yes. So
and,
I got a
and
little.
Major League Baseball.
Yes. So I got a little. I got it all. NBA. Let's get right into it. Them Knicks. Come on now. I know everybody's seen the Spurs and the Knicks, and I cannot believe what happened at 1.7 seconds. But the Knicks took it and they wanted it. Now they 3-1 in the series lead. That's the crazy part. I mean, I was shocked. I was at the edge of my seat watching that game. I thought the Spurs wanted it bad, but evidently they didn't. If they allowed the Knicks to come back like that, that is crazy.
Yeah, I was watching. I told my big bro, I said, look, man, the way the Knicks was playing, they were missing everything.
They was.
And the Spurs got to showboating and
Yes, they
and and Wendy talking about I'm in your head and all this, but the game wasn't over. It was still the second quarter.
it was.
So old timers they play all the time. They understood that, and that's the difference when we be talking about young men from older men. Older men knowing from experience it ain't over till it's over. And they went in there thinking they're the better team because technically, if they played a little better, they should be up 3-1.
Yeah.
But they kept having collapses, and that's a mental thing. That's not physical, that's mental. So Wendy should be in that paint How you 7'6"? See, I'm from the old school. How you 7'6"? And that's the first thing we gonna tell you in the front yard. Get in there, big boy. Get in that middle. Get in that paint. You know, because
Right.
5 feet away from the basket, your percentages go higher,
Yes.
skyrocket than 30. 7'6", okay, you can make some of them. That's cool when you up by points or whatever, or you in the first quarter and you just hitting jump shot. But when the game on the line, big man get in the middle. Big man get in the middle. And look at the Knicks. Boy, we got to give the Knicks because they ain't won since
Oh yes.
Weber's bread was the
Um,
number one bread in America.
I want to believe they haven't won since 1973.
That's what I'm talking about. I remember the bologna side was just on Weber's bread and Wonder bread.
So we
Then
go
we had Mikey come in with the Wheaties.
right. So we gonna just give them applause, for making it that
Oh
far.
yeah, that, that's what I'm talking about. Yes, next. Go ahead, New York. I know it's gonna be a thing about East Coast and West Coast, but I
Yes.
think we running out of time.
Yes, we
So
are.
let's end here with our normal blessing for you.
Yes.
If your life is not going right, refocus, regroup, restructure on what you have left. Thank you again for tuning in to the 4 o'clock Insight. This is the James Kane Experience, and I will see you next week. And if you want, you can go to James Bokane. That's James Bokane Experience YouTube, where I put out James Bokane Uncensored, and I put out James Bokane public announcements. Last but not least, Peer Kane News Flash. Thank you again and have a great weekend. We're out.
We out.